Hello, and thank you for taking time to watch this presentation on the Family Outreach Team. Many of you who are watching this have been people that I've spoken to about the importance of this new ministry. It's a very missionary ministry that we're starting for our faith formation programs because of the pandemic. And I wanted to just give you the details of how it's going to work because a lot of you have questions about time commitment and what is involved and what it's all about. So thank you again for taking time to watch this. And I hope that this is something you'll consider joining us in doing because it is a very, very important ministry that I believe can grow our church tremendously. So who do we serve? We serve children and their parents as well. Most of these families are registered in St. James. Some are coming to us from different parishes, and most of these parents are Catholic, but some are not. So it's good to be aware of that. And we are open to serving all families that come to us, regardless of where they come from. And I just wanted to point out too that about 1/3 of our faith formation families are Hispanic. We do have quite a few Haitians, but I would say the majority of the minority is Hispanic, and that's important for our outreach mission. So we provide at St. James religious ed for grades 1 through 6. Grades 7 and 8 are considered pre-confirmation. They have to complete 2 years before they receive confirmation in ninth grade. And then we also prepare youth for sacraments, baptism, first communion, and confirmation. And then in the very near future, we're hoping to start youth ministry and eventually teen social outreach. The responsibilities of the parent are to be their child's primary faith educator. We are doing at-home learning until we are sure that this pandemic allows us to go back in person safely. So we are saying for now that up until the end of 2020, we're at home. Hopefully we can return in person. But until we do, the parent is the catechist. So their responsibility is to form and build the domestic church. So in other words, like this beautiful quote from Mother Teresa, love begins in the home. So that is their responsibility. It's my responsibility as well as a parent. And we are an outreach team that needs to serve these parents because that's not easy for a lot of them. So we're asking the parents also to really help their children encounter Christ. So it is important to teach the faith, but it's most important that these children understand and have a relationship with Jesus. And then we're asking the parents to attend a monthly prep rally. So the family outreach team are former catechists or new adult leaders who feel called to serve in our faith formation ministry. They're active members of our parish. They're active in their devotional faith life, Bible study, and such. And it's different. This role is different from catechists because the catechists work directly with the kids, typically in person on a Sunday morning or a Tuesday afternoon. But we are a team that is going to get on our feet and use our hands and feet to reach out to, and our voices, I should say, to reach out to the parents specifically. So, staying within COVID guidelines, we want to visit the homes if they're open to it, to take care of whatever needs that they have, deliver materials just to check in, or we'll be doing this by phone calls. And if they are actively going to indoor or outdoor masses, we can meet up with them at mass or other parish events. Our responsibility as a family outreach team is to attend a monthly team meeting. This is very important because reaching out to this population really requires us to be on the same page and understand what the needs are of these families. And an optional but highly recommended not requirement, but just something I would recommend is to attend a monthly prep rally, which I'll explain in a moment. And then the family outreach team is going to be assigned to a specific family. I'm hoping to get this done by neighborhoods, but there might be some fluctuation in that. Either way, we need to get the print resources that we're going to be using into the hands of the parents. And this should be done the last week of each month so that they can prepare for the month ahead. Also, bi-weekly phone calls to check in with the parents And most importantly, our role, our mission is to listen well to these parents. What are their needs? What are their challenges? What are their joys? Understand where they're coming from, have patience with them, always encourage and affirm them in their role as the primary faith educator, the catechist, and also to be inviting them, to invite them into the life of our parish. So just the notes here at the bottom, until we're clear of the pandemic, the monthly team and prep rally meetings will be by Zoom. And with the home visits, they're only outdoor visits. So we're not going to be entering into the homes of the families. And this has to be coordinated because some families might prefer to pick up their resources at St. James, which is fine. So if you don't have a lot of time available, I would recommend that you consider working with the population of families that requires the least amount of time. And these are the families that are very proactive in their faith. They're doing very well at home to encourage their children to encounter Christ and to learn about our Catholic faith. So they would just need, maybe twice a month, these check-in calls or visits just to see how they're doing. They would need reminders of attending the prep rally meetings and invitations, again, just to participate in whatever is going on in the church, the online rosary or indoor or outdoor mass, or whatever it is that there might be happening that can engage them more in our faith. So what we do need more of is these volunteers to serve the families that are less active in practicing their faith and engaging in our church. And that's because a good amount of our population fall into these categories where they just need extra outreach. And so the time commitment for that would be a little bit more, but I don't think it would be more than 5 or 6 hours a month. I encourage you to take time to pray about who you feel called by God to serve. So is it just a quick check-in with the people that, are already all set at home, or do you feel that call to really be, we're all missionaries, but it is very missionary when we really have to reach out and sometimes get out of our comfort zone and visit homes and things that are different for some of us in our church. And so just take time to pray about where God is calling you to serve. These are just some words that are important to consider as you discern this missionary ministry. So you see them here. We're connecting with these families. We are building relationships. This isn't volunteers making cold calls just with quick reminders. This is something where we have just a strong connection and hopefully a bond, at least a relationship with these families that we're reaching out to. And you would have the same family assigned to you that you'd be working with throughout the next several months, possibly the whole religious ed year if we don't return in person. So delivering materials, answering any questions they have, encouraging them in their role as catechist and supporting them, inviting them back into our church life, engaging them or encouraging them to engage in the life of our church. And most importantly is really just to bring God's love to them. And I ask you also to consider the call of Jesus for all of us to go and make disciples of all nations. So that is what this ministry is about. This is an example of the calendar that we will get every month. And what we're doing for this month of October is having our first family outreach team Zoom meeting. So that'll be Tuesday, October 27th from 7 to 8. And I'm really praying that, I'll know close to that time who is really called to serve in this ministry, divide up the families among us, and really just get to work reaching out to these families. So a prep rally is important for the outreach team to understand. It's a monthly meeting where parents, catechists, and the family outreach team are asked to attend so that we can provide for them some encouragement, some instruction on how to use the materials, hopefully a witness talk that will inspire them to continue strongly in our Catholic faith. It will be held the first week of every month with 2 options. Parents don't need to attend to, they just pick one or the other. So either a weekday evening or a Sunday morning. And it's a great opportunity for parents to connect with other parents, with our parish leaders. They can ask questions, voice their concerns, share ideas that they have about how They do faith formation at home. I don't have all the answers. I believe a lot of these parents have wisdom that they can share with each other. They can be encouraged and informed. And also, if the outreach team is able to attend the prep rallies, they will see and hear your faces and your voices to stay connected to you. These are the resources that we'll be using this year. It's Gospel Weeklies from Flom Publishing. What I like about this resource is that it's gospel based, but it also has a very strong focus on the Eucharist because I believe less than somewhere in the 20 something percent of Catholics actually believe in the true presence of Jesus. So they have added that this year, which I like. They also have a supplementary catechism book. So while they're learning about and hopefully living out the life of Jesus, they're also learning about the teachings of our faith. For grades 7 and 8, they will also use something called Decision Point, which is helping them prepare for confirmation. It comes from Matthew Kelly, who I follow quite a bit. He has a lot of wisdom, and I believe this is a great resource for them. These are some of the virtual platforms that we will use. Not all of them are necessary for the outreach team, but at least you have an awareness of what we'll be doing. So the families will each have their own Google Classroom account. That's where I can post assignments or resources. All of us are on the Flocknote. It's like an email marketing type of platform, and it allows us to text, which has been very effective. So we'll all be signed up for our mailing list through Flocknote. And if we're video conferencing, it will be either through Google Meet or Zoom. But our most preferred methods are face-to-face contact, absolutely. So this is just an image of what all of what faith formation is for these families. So our mission is to bring them closer to Christ. The catechists will work in person with the students when we can return to in-person classes. But for now, we have the family outreach team that's going to support the families, the parents as catechists. We also have our wider parish family that will be praying for our team and all of these families. And the diocese, this quote is from the diocese, they've been really tremendous in supporting us, directors of religious ed and faith formation. And I love this quote from Matthew's Gospel, which basically says we're working together. We're going to accompany these families, encourage them. We want them to just have a closer relationship with Jesus. So the diocese also is a tremendous support for us as an outreach team. So lastly, most of you already know who our clergy are, that Betsy Redgate is adult formation. I am Maria, the director of youth formation, and we are on Facebook. We do have our website. And so those are tools that are important for outreach, but most importantly is our hands and feet and our voices. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. And please let me know at your earliest convenience if you feel called to this ministry. We would love to have you. Thank you so much, and God bless you.